So today's lesson, operations with integers. Operations meaning adding and subtracting with integers, and we're going to talk about how that affects an inequality. You guys did a lot of these on your worksheet yesterday. Okay? So first of all, we got to be able to add and subtract numbers, and some of us have had struggles with this. As far as, is my answer negative, is it positive? And there's a big difference. There's a big difference between Landon owing me $20 and me owing Landon $20, right? So positive and negative is a big difference. In your checking account, if you have $100 or you're $100 negative, that's a big difference. Okay, you're spending more money than you have is not good. So let's look at this one. It says add or subtract. Remember that when the subtracting an integer, you can always think about adding the opposite. So that means 6 minus 8 is the same as 6 plus negative 8. It means the same thing. So if you have $6 and you spend 8, how much money do you have?
Negative.
You're in the hole $2. So for that one, you should have -2. And I want you to correct these on your own. Next one, 5 plus -3. That means if I have 5 and I spend 3, I have 2.
Yes, I'm doing so good.
Okay, next one, 8 minus 9. Or you could look at that and say 8 plus -9. Either one is the same thing. You have 8, you spend 9. You have 1 extra -1. Next one, we haven't really talked about this rule today anyway. We have in the past. You have 2 negatives in a row. That changes to a plus. So that is simply 8 plus 9. 8 plus 9 is 17. 2 negatives in a row make a plus.
That's like the only one.
Next one, -4 plus -3. So you spend 4 and you spend another 3.
Negative 7.
Spent 7. Here again, I have 2 negatives in a row. So I'm changing it to a plus. -8 plus 7. You owe somebody $8. You pay them back 7. You still owe them $1. You're still in the hole $1. -4 plus 6. You're in the hole $4. You owe somebody $4. You make 6. How much money do you have left after you pay your debt?
$2.
You have $2 left. How about this one, Landon?
Turn it into a plus. And then that would just be 8.
Asia.
I put 2.
5 minus 3, that's an easy one. Could look at it as 5 plus a -3 means the same thing. Kira? See these 2 negatives? -6 plus 6.
-4.
You spend $6 and you get $6 back. How much do you owe? You borrow $6 from me, you pay me $6 back. How much do you owe me?
I got this one. Me too.
Landon?
0?
0.
Yes, how did I get that right? Now I'm not even smart at these.
-6 plus 6. You borrowed $6 from me, you paid me back $6. You don't owe me anything.
I'm so smart. What about 1 cent?
1 cent, I guess. You can still pay me 1 cent if you want.
I'm so good.
All right. So how did you do?
70%.
70? So I would.
No, just kidding. I got 2 wrong.
So 4 wrong would be a 60%.
You got 80.
2 wrong would be an 80%. So that'd be D, C,
Yes.
E.
I did it.
E is not the vowel you want. 70% would be a D.
I have no great. You won't believe this,
Yep.
but I finally did something better than it.
All right, Landon. We're going to go on to the notes now, and Landon's going to read this for us
I always read this. Okay.
right at the top.
Adding or subtracting the same integer on both sides of an equality.
Inequality.
Inequality. Dang, I knew I didn't read this.
All right, it says let x, y, and z be any number. It's going to give us the numbers. It says if x is greater than y, then x plus z should be greater than y plus z. Is that always true? All right, so tells me x and y here. It says let x be 2, y be -3. So which one's bigger, the x or the y? 2 or -3?
X.
Okay, so I'm going to go through this step right here. Because I know that 2 is bigger than -3. So now I'm going to check this part of this same line. X plus z, z is 5. So x plus z, is that bigger than y plus z? What's 2 plus 5?
7.
Is that bigger? What's -3 plus 5?
2.
Is that true?
Yes.
7 is bigger than 2. All right, so we're going to try a couple more just to see if that's always going to be the case. This one, which one's bigger, x or y?
X.
Yes, 10 is definitely bigger than 4, Landon. So now I'm going to use the bottom line. 4 is bigger than 10. So x plus z, so 4 plus -2. Or so z is -4, excuse me. Less than 10 plus z. Let's see if this one's true. 4 plus -4.
0.
It's going to be a 6 plus -6, the one like we just did, yes? 10 plus -4. You have $10, you spend 4.
6.
Is that true? Is 0 less than 6?
Yes.
All right, we're going to try one more. What's bigger, x or y here for the last one? X is bigger. 1 is definitely bigger than -7, so I'm going to go back and use this second line here. So 1 is bigger than -7. So I'm going to try to prove that x plus z is -2 here is bigger than y plus z. All right, so what is 1 plus -2?
1.
Nope.
Oh, no, -1.
-7 plus -2.
-4. No, -5.
Nope.
5?
Nope. -9.
Oh, I said plus.
First one we've had that are both negative. Is -1 bigger than -9?
False. Wait,
-1 is bigger than -9. -1, owing somebody $1 is a lot better than owing somebody $9. All right, so what can we conclude? You can add the same number to both sides of an inequality. It does not change the relationship. So you did that yesterday on that worksheet. We were able to add numbers to both sides. It doesn't change. Still keeps it true. Back page, we're going to be looking at subtracting and see if that works, which you can probably answer this already because we did it yesterday. And tomorrow, we're going to talk about multiplying and dividing. So now we're doing subtracting, same exact thing. Which one's bigger here? X, so I'm going to use the middle line here again. 4 is certainly bigger than 1. So now I'm going x minus z, so 4 minus 5. Is that still bigger than 1 minus 5? All right, so 4 minus 5.
1.
Remember, you can always look at that as 4 plus a -5 if you'd like, but yes, it is 1. Is that bigger than 1 minus 5? What's 1 minus 5? Is that correct? Is 1 bigger than -4? Next one, what's bigger, x or y? I don't know, I'm asking you.
What?
Yes, y is bigger. So I'm going to use the bottom line. -1 is less than 0. That means x minus z. So x is -1 minus z is -2. Is that going to be less than y minus z? All right, this one's a little trickier because I have two negatives in a row here. So I would make that a plus right away. -1 plus 2.
Negative 1 plus 2 would be
You owe somebody $1 and you get 2. How much money are you gonna have after you pay them back? 1. How about this side? Two negatives in a row. Remember, make it a plus. 0 plus 2. Yes, correct. Is 1 less than 2? All right, we gotta check one more.
Are all of these gonna be true?
You probably can tell, huh? -3 and -6. Which one's bigger, Landon?
Negative 6. No, negative 3.
-3 is bigger. So again, I'm gonna use that top line up on second line there. So -3 minus z. Is that going to be bigger than -6 minus z? So here are probably the most common ones that are wrong. Remember, that's the same as -3 plus -3. So somebody borrows you $3 and now they borrow you another 3.
Got it.
0. 6. Yeah, it's just 0. No, negative 6.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of people want to put 0 for that. You spend $3, you spend another 3. Now you're in a whole 6. A lot of people want to put 0 for that. Be careful. If that was -3 plus 3, it would be 0. How about this one? Spend 6, spend another 3.
Negative 9?
Is -6 bigger than -9?
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
True.
When you subtract the same number from both sides of an inequality, it blank blank
Does not.
does not change relationship, so I can add and subtract to both sides of an inequality with no issues. All right, take a look at your homework. A couple of them I want to discuss with you. First one, simplify. Divide the top and bottom by the same number. We can handle that. Second one, directions say look at the following inequalities. In each case, substitute a number for x, see if it's true, and tell whether the inequality is true. Okay, I already put a number here that I want you to substitute in. Let's do one together. Pick one.
1.
Number 1. Choose a positive number. Again, this is a number you're going to use. I'm plugging that in for x. Okay, so is -5 plus x less than -1 plus x? Okay, because if it's true once, it's got to be true for them all. When I'm plugging in a number to see. Excuse me. So what is -5 plus 3?
2. Negative 2.
-2. -1 plus 3?
Negative 2.
No,
Oh, no. No, what? 2.
just 2. So now we decide if that's true or not.
True.
Is -2 less than 2?
Yes.
Okay, and I wouldn't assume that they will all be true on this one. Number 1 is, so you got to prove it either way.
Can we do a false one now?
Nope. You picked one. Landon.
Who is it?
Can't repeat one.
This is my H.
Question number
Is it
3.
the last one?
It wants you to make a proportion like this. So I can help you set one up here. Let's look at number 1. $40 for 4 CDs.
That's my last name.
And each CD is the same price. What is the cost of one CD? So does one go on top or the bottom? It says one CD. Top or bottom? Bottom, because that's where the number of CDs are. And now you got to draw the arrows. You can go vertically or you can go horizontally. How do you want to do this one? Okay, so how do I get from 4 to 1? Divide by 4. Some of us like to write multiplying by 4 there for some reason.
Yeah.
Landon, I think that was you.
Uh-huh.
So then you got to take the top one divided by 4.
What divided or what?
If you go that way, it will be. Some of them will be multiplying though.
Wait, but if you go this way, it will be multiply.
That way you could go times 10, yeah?
But if you go the horizontal way, that's dividing.
It's going to change each one.
Alright.
And activity 4, again, watch the negative signs. Multiplying here. If I'm multiplying and I have one negative sign, or I'm dividing and I have one negative sign, my answer is negative. If I have two negative signs, or no negative signs, my answer is positive. All right, so page 250 and 251 due tomorrow.